It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, the neighborhood. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Come on up and chat with me. I know we got somebody that's hogging this airway, so I got to be patient. Hey, Nickel, good seeing you, brother. I'm gonna post a link up there. How you doing? I had to work today, so I'm not gonna be showing myself. I'm dirty and still in my uniform and got all that good stuff. So we'll dispense with the picture of me. That's good. That's good. That is good. Glad you came. We'll see how many others show up. We'll see how quick is Sal. Let me open up YouTube. Let me see what see if he's still streaming. Oh yeah, he's still streaming. Hey Barber, how you doing? Thank you for coming. I was checking to see if Sal was still streaming, and he is. So good to see you. Thank you for coming. I'm a dirty boy. Yes, I is. I is. Yeah, Sal's still on. Hey, Gold Chick. I work today, so how y'all doing today? Gold Chick, are you doing good? Plus, plus, there you go. You're doing good, Dan. You prepared your mower? There you go. It'll be a while before I can get my mower out. It's still raining and not enough sun here to even get the grass going, so it's pretty damp still here. What's it like in your neck of the woods, Barbara? Is it cold and rainy? Well, that's good. Hey, Lucky Star, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Yeah, we've had a string of. It was snowing yesterday. Hey, Eagle Steve, good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming in. All day tomorrow. Yeah, it'll probably do that here too. We've had a really tough year this year as far as winter. It's been pretty hard. It has been tough. Lucky, what's the weather like in your area? Are you having a good rainy day or is it sunny? Oh yeah, yeah. We didn't get no 8 inches. We got a dusting yesterday, but it's just the it's hey Chief, how you doing? Glad you came in. We get we got a dusting yesterday, and that was enough. I mean, just it just makes it tough to work in, So, but yeah, hopefully next week will be better. Yeah. Oh, gold chick. Now that's a heartbreaker right there. Got down to 50. Oh, I bet you had to put a t-shirt on or something, right? 67 and sunny. That's riding. You're in Florida, Nickel? I don't know where gold chick's at. Oh, you're not in Florida? Okay. Oh, Miami. Okay. Oh, in Miami, Florida, isn't it? Or is it Miami, Texas? 50 in Miami. That's pretty low for Miami, isn't it? You're oh Gold Chick, you're in Florida? Okay. You're just a plane ride away. I think Chief is enjoying that good old weather out there. Miami, or is that a basketball? Is that the basketball playoffs, Nickel? Chief, you want to come up? Beat the Hoosiers. Wow. Hoosiers generally got a pretty good basketball team. Real son, hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. I'm gonna put a link up here if you want to come up, uh, Chief, or even Go Check. You can come up if you want to talk. You don't have to show your face. I'm not tonight. I'm being I'm. Oh, you're doing dishes while I'm talking. I can't. Okay, no problem. No problem. Does Barbara want to come up and talk? I've heard Barbara's voice. She's come up on Sal's, and I've got to hear her talk. You're more than welcome, Barbara. Hoosier, thank you for coming in, sir. Thank you for coming in. Okay, that's fine, Barbara. You're more than welcome. I thought Nick's Coins was going to come up here, and but last week. But hey, Sterling, happy Sunday to you. I thought Nick's was going to come up here. I sent her a link, and she never did. She never did come, but she said she was doing some remodeling on her house, so she might not show up. So, but that's all right. We're okay. Okay. Well, you're more welcome if you want to come, Gold Chick. You want to come up, Sterling? Hey, JM, how you doing, brother? There's a link up there if you want to come up there, JM. Hoosier, you're welcome to come up if you want. Actually, anybody come up here and they can yak at me. This is kind of a free night tonight because I couldn't. I was working too many hours this week and didn't have time to go over my information I wanted to bring up. Oh, thank you, JM. I appreciate it. Is Sal still still going on, JM? Oh, he just finished? Okay. Oh, I'm going to put that link up there again for you. There you go, JM, if you want to come up. So Sterling, did you yep, I was just going to talk about that, about the banks and stuff like that. I was reading an article a few days ago about there's 180 banks in the United States. Yeah, Deutsch. There's 180 banks. Hey, Gleason News, thank you for coming up. There's 180 banks in the United States that are on the verge of tipping. So it's getting really. You're bailing so fast, you're getting fraud notice. That's funny, Gold Chick. Well, how you doing there, JM? You doing good?
I'm doing pretty good, Rocky. How are you?
I'm doing good. Try to stay warm. It was a cold and wet and nasty. Wind blowing 100 miles an hour today. It was just brutal at work. So
it's interesting because there was that, what was it, a tornado in Mississippi?
Yeah.
Or at least a bad storm. And we got wicked winds here last night, 50, 60 mile an hour winds.
Wow.
Not enough to blow a house down or anything like what was happening in Mississippi, but, any lawn chairs or anything that's not got some good weight to it's saying see you later.
It was gone. It was airborne, huh?
It's actually amazing. I'm not sure what your recycling programs are like there in the States, but here we have like blue recycle bins for recycling people put out with their garbage at the end of their driveways.
Right.
And so many times when I've been walking dogs on a windy day, I'll be walking down the sidewalks and everyone's recycling's blowing up the road at us.
Oh, good Lord.
On the windy days. But
Right. I tell you, I watched your video the other day about you had those 3 puppies that were the 3 amigos you were calling it. Hey, yeah. Hoovers, thank you for coming by. Thank you. That was hilarious, those 3 dogs.
Yeah, they're great. I've walked all of them. Well, the big guy, I've been walking him since he was a puppy, and he's like 4 years old now. And the other 2, I've been walking them since they were puppies too, and they are like 10 and 12 years old. So,
wow,
they know each other really well.
That's awesome because you're talking about a range of different kinds of dogs. All 3 of those dogs are like from the small up to some of the biggest dogs, and they acted like they were all buddies.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. And I also wanted to say hi to everybody in the chat side there that I didn't say hi to earlier. It looks like you got a good crowd in here tonight, Rocky.
I was looking at that. I can't believe that. That's good. It's moving along. And I wish I'd have had more time this week. I was so busy this week that I wanted to do. I've been working on my next segment. Hey, Sergeant Gold, I was working on my next segment of milk spots and how to get rid of them. And I think it's kind of interesting. Hey, Ida, how you doing? Good seeing you.
Hey, Barb.
So it's really uh, it was what I've been finding out because I've been working on some 2009 maple leaves,
Okay.
and those things they milk spot so bad.
And they seem very difficult to come out. It's almost like they're embedded in there.
Well, that's exactly what it is because I think when the mint, the Canadian mint, when they did what they
Mint shield.
well, the annealing process, and they when they do the annealing process, I think they didn't get the coins when they heated them up because that's when that moisture gets caught in the metal itself.
Yeah.
And I don't think they got them done right because they are the worst ones to try and get out. And I've had a pretty good success on what I've been doing, and so I got my microscope all hooked up, and I'll have it all done, and we'll do that next Sunday because that's it was pretty cool what I figured out, and I'll bring it out to everybody and stuff like that. But yeah, getting those milk spots is I learned a few things, so it's kind
Hmm.
of neat.
One thing I tried, I don't know if it's in your repertoire there or if you've covered it yet, was I went to a jewelry store, and Gold Chick might be familiar with this too. They've got what they call like a jeweler's polishing cloth. And
Uh,
so there's the one side that's for cleaning silver jewelry and other metals too, but it's definitely good for silver. It cleans it, and then there's the other side of it for polishing it. And the cleaning side I found actually works decently at getting rid of the milk spots.
Oh, I'll have to try that. I'm kind of curious because what got me started on doing this, I bought some Queen's Beast, the 2 ounces, and
Yes, sir.
I bought a couple of tubes of them,
Nice.
and by the time I got them, they started milk spotting, and I'm like, because there's so much moisture in the air here and stuff like that. Even though we're in a package, they didn't have the little moisture barriers to do it. So I had to figure out how to get rid of it. And so if it's not a really bad milk spot, like it's in the actually during a annealing process,
Yeah.
uh, you can get them out by just my first video I did. I took the gel beads, the moisturizers that they the absorb moisture, and I made a actual sandwich out of it and stuck it in there in a plastic bag, and I left it in there for about I don't know 3 or 4 months, and it sucked the moisture out of the coin, and the spots were gone.
Okay, so you mean like those the silica packs that you see in packaging?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
in
the
vitamins and
beads.
stuff like that. Those, yep, the silica packs.
And that got rid of it.
Yep, it got rid of it, and all I did was I put I made like I just took some scotch tape and taped it around on the outside of it and stuck them up to the coins and put them in a plastic bag because I wanted to try it, see if it would work, and it did. It worked,
Huh. I wonder
and
if a couple handfuls of rice would work then too, because like rice, they say,
that's a good idea. That'd be a good experiment. I think I'll do that because I've got some more of these uh, Canadian maples that I could throw in rice and see if it would make it come out. That's interesting, JM.
I just remember, people if their cell phone or other electronics get wet, and
Yep,
to dry it out, a good go-to has always been, you know, get a bucket of rice and stick it in there.
yep. Yeah, Hoover, I tell you, it makes me crazy too to get, especially branded coins. So I think JM, I think we ought to do. Do you have any silver that's got milk spots on it?
I sure do. Yep.
You ought to put some in a bag, and I'll do the same, and we'll see if it works, and we'll do two tests on it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think we'll do it because that's a great. You have to pound and fold and quench over and milk spots are detergent. Dry ice. Oh, dry rice works. Okay. Well, Gold Chick, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, and anything that Gold Chick puts in the chat there is like at least 99% accurate all of the time.
Right.
So,
right.
Other than typos, right? Gold Chick sometimes has typos,
Right.
but
right.
it might be talk to text. But yeah, my understanding was at least most of the milk spots are bits of detergent, but it's strange when it's like it's embedded right in there. And yeah, I think the rice could scratch the silver.
Yeah, I bet it would. It's that hard. If you just put it in there and just let it and leave it still and not shake it up, it might be all right.
Yeah,
you want to come up, Ida? There's a link.
Put a little bed of rice in a container, place the silver on there, and then just gently, put some rice on top of it. I think would be the way to go. And it's not going to gouge it or anything. It would just be a surface scratch if you're not careful that you'd see under high magnification.
Right. Yeah, I think I would try it though, but yeah, I may do that, Sterling. I think I'm gonna try that just to try it because I'm electronic corrosion. Leave it for a week. Well, I did some crazy stuff just trying different things on these 09 maples, Canadian maples, and I just like because they weren't anything but to me as silver, melters. So hey JD, how you doing there? Thank you for coming up. Because I was just thinking, that would be a great idea, a little experiment to do that.
Did you try the baking soda, salt, and hot water?
I have not.
So a lot of people, they say, you get a piece of aluminum foil, shiny side facing in, like in a pot. Okay. Cover the whole thing. Put in baking soda, salt, and hot water, and that's good for cleaning it. It could get rid of them too, but I don't know. It's weird that the moisture is getting, like if you're using those gel beads, that gets rid of it somehow. So I think there could be different causes for different milk spots. They may not all be caused by the same thing.
Well, see, that's what I've been working on is because of. That's why I'm trying to do different things with these 09s as far as what I did to it. Now I'm going to show you when I'll have them on my microscope and stuff like that. But what I did isn't moisture what you are trying to get rid of? That's true, Ida.
Great.
I've never tried it.
Hi, JD.
Thank you for coming, JD. Thank you, Ida, for coming. I appreciate it. I think wine does that too. You know what? Barbara, do you have any milk spots? Let's do some wine on them. Let's try that. We'll get them drunk.
Hey, Rocky, I'm just going to go grab a refill here. I'll mute myself and be back in about a minute.
Okay.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Okay. Thank you. You, Ida, did you want to come up, Ida? Yeah, I agree, Ida, that you are trying to get rid of the Boomers farm and Boomers. Yes, they. I don't know. I don't know. That's why I've been doing all these tests on it and stuff like that. You wouldn't believe the stuff that I've been trying. I just like trying anything to see if you could get it out because the 2009 maple leaves were got such large milk spots on them. I mean, they're huge. And so I thought, you know what, let's experiment with these and see what we can do with them. Because the 09s, the Canadian Mint did a really bad job of when I think those there are down in the annealing or the actual metal itself. You know what, Cannabis? I may send you some of this stuff because I got a couple of rolls of these '09s after I get through with messing with them, and you can melt them down. We'll make something out of them. I bet it does. I bet it does. That gets rid of them fast. Silver solder will cover. Yeah, I bet they will, Nickel. I bet they will. But yeah, I had been doing some tests on that, so and I wanted to get everything set up for it. So grain alcohol. Canada said it was detergent. Grain alcohol is that you? When you say grain alcohol, Gold Chick, are you talking about like whiskey, like made from whiskey? I could drink the whiskey and then spit it out and put it on there. Yeah, they do, Chief. They sure do. Everclear. That would yep. That's Hoover. They don't sell Everclear in the state anymore. Hey Hoosier, I appreciate it. We got Hoovers and Hoosiers, and thank you very much. All right, we'll see you. Thank you. Ethanol. Yep, we could do that. Ethanol. They sell that in the grocery store here. Oh, you're looking at coin? Okay. Yeah, I've been working so many hours. It's unbelievable. I haven't. I won't get a day off. I'm going to try and take next weekend off, maybe. Yes, I did, Ida. I sure did. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. I have been going 100 miles an hour. Thank you for coming in, Hoosier. I appreciate it. Ethanol is 280 proof. Can't drink it. What do you mean you can't drink it? You could. Come on, Gold Chick. You got a 280 proof? Yeah. That'd be like drinking gasoline, but it would work. I bet I could run that in my truck. I got a 1970 Chevrolet 3/4 ton truck, and it loves gasoline and high tech. It loves the high premium stuff, so that would be good. Oh, 180 proof. Okay. I thought, wow, how do you get 280 proof? Yeah. So what kind of coins you going through, Ida? You going through pennies? It sure would, Nickel. Could you imagine trying to drink that down? Gee, many Christmas. That'd be like drinking fire.
I'm back, Rocky.
Hey, thank you, JM.
And I just came up with another way to get rid of milk spots.
All right.
Say you got 10 maples with milk spots.
Oh, I got a bunch more than that, but I'm gonna get them, and I'll probably end up melting them after I get through this.
Well, I was going to say, just for example, take the 10 into a coin shop and trade them in for maples that were post era when they started the mint shield.
Oh, okay.
You may have to pay $1 a piece or whatever, but you can. I'm sure any LCS would trade 10 milk spotted maples that are in decent shape, other than the milk spots, for 10 of the newer ones if you paid, say, an extra 50 cents or $1 for them.
Right. Oh, I bought these a long time ago. I bought them cheap, so if I sold them, I could probably make money on them.
And I actually started doing that about a year ago. Like previous to a year ago, the milk spots didn't really bother me on if it was just bullion or if I was getting a deal. But starting about a year ago, anytime I was going through the bargain bins,
right,
I didn't care if it was toned or tarnished or dinged up or whatever, but I specifically avoid the ones with the milk spots. so I just stop accumulating them.
Right.
But,
Do you know what year of the maples when the mint started changing their process?
I can look that up, but I will look it up in just a few seconds. But I can also tell you it's strange. The 2011, which is still before they came out with the radial lines on them, was a year that I found every single 2011 maple that I got never had a milk spot.
Okay.
And I got quite a few of those because a guy that I met was selling them. I actually met him at the coin shop the one day. He was bitching about the price the coin shop was offering.
Right.
And when I left, he's like, "Hey man, like if you ever want to buy maples, I got lots of maples, and I'll sell them at a better deal than the coin shop." And it turned out most of the maples he had were 2011. I never got one with a milk spot.
Wow.
But I'll look it up now.
Because I got a really good deal on those maple leaves. I think I'm into them for like $15 a piece or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I bought a few tubes of them, and they they started turning white on me. I'm like, oh, good Lord. So I'm like, I thought they would be a good candidate for me doing my experiments.
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay. So here it is. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just looking at what Gold Chick. Yeah, I guess if you were drinking methanol would not be too good.
Here I've got it here, a proprietary technology developed by the innovative minds at Royal Canadian Mint Shield TM is the world's first and only proven solution for they call it reducing white spots on every silver maple leaf bullion coin dated 2018 or later.
Oh, 18. Okay.
2018
so 18
2018.
Okay. That's good to know because I haven't noticed any older stuff. I do not. What is that? What is that, Ida? That's interesting because I haven't seen any. To me, the older ones like 2010, not in 2009, are the ones you see the milk spots on.
Oh yeah, and some of them are horrendous. Like you've got almost half the surface area being milk spot on some of them.
Oh, hay spots. Oh, yeah. I have seen those, Ida. I was wondering what's a hay sport. That's something new. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that because I've been threatening to send Sterling a bunch of these up there because I think I got 3 tubes of maples that are all milk spots. So
that's brutal.
Oh, it is, and I'm like, okay, it is what it is, So
yeah.
Do you have any maples with milk spots on them there, JM?
Yeah, I've got quite a few.
So that'd be good. We'll do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to go after my deal tonight. I'm going to go put some fresh spotted up and put them in rice and see what it does. I'm really kind of curious about that.
Yeah, maybe come up with a couple different ways. I'm thinking maybe taking 3 to 5 maples that have milk spots on them and just try putting them in different things or a different application. See how they turn out.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing and stuff. And I had Tim when I started off with and trying to do different things. I've done all kinds of jewelry cleaner on them and stuff like that. And nothing has really been completely, except I can't go into much detail because I don't want to spill the beans until I'm ready to show some pictures of them and stuff like that. But
okay,
there's it'll because I'm gonna put it on my microscope and stuff like that. So
Very cool. And I don't have a microscope, so I won't be able to do that unless maybe I'll go to a pawn shop and get one for it.
Well, you can buy one off of Amazon pretty cheap. You know, they're not real expensive. That hooks up to your computer. That one that Sal had on his that had that computer screen.
Yep.
Well, if you don't get the ones with computer screens, they're not real expensive. And what I did is my microscope hooks into a USB port, and I can put the pictures up on my computer, and it's you can really see well. Yeah, that's right. Because I think I paid like the one I got is pretty good, and I think I paid like $80 for it, and it's pretty good.
That's pretty cheap.
So if you get on Amazon, you can find one if you want a pretty good one that's not because the one Sal had was like I think with that screen it was like $260. But I don't I mean I got two screens on my computer set up and I can do dual screens and stuff like that. So I don't need a screen on my actual microscope. I like it without it. So
Makes sense.
yep. So what do you think silver's going to do tomorrow?
Well, it's so difficult to predict, especially on the short term like that, because as you may know, my opinion is that it's heavily manipulated.
Oh, it is. I agree.
Really manipulated. But I'm looking at a chart right now, and it's still got such a long way to really recover to where it was.
Yeah.
Even a couple of years ago, it just barely broke through 30, and we're looking at about just a little over 23 now. So I think it's definitely going to be heading towards 30 again. The next real resistance that I see is actually around 28.
Right.
That's 28 is where it really started getting resistance before, but I don't see it really dropping below 20 again. 18 is where there's like extremely strong support and this is all just paper markets, right?
Yeah.
One thing I can almost guarantee is picking up the physical at a coin shop or at a dealer, the chances of it going down tomorrow is slim to none.
See, that's how I feel about it. I think it's going to go up because they're talking about. I saw some Deutsche Bank. There's talking maybe on the verge of, but that bank has been on the verge for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And so they're talking about that maybe the next one that goes down. So, but but I did hear that there is 180 banks in the United States that are on the verge, and it's really close. And I tell you, it's just like Janet Yellen said. She was talking about uh, that they were going to pick and choose what banks they bail out and what not.
Well, and the problem with that, see, they are in, I think the right word is conundrum, because they've already sort of shown that hand that the big banks will survive.
Yeah.
So what that means is everyone that's over the FDIC limit in the smaller banks, guess what they're going to do? They're going to suck their money out of those smaller banks, and it'll make a run on the smaller banks. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And so that's what I see happening. Just if you imagine, how people line up the dominoes and they knock them over. Just imagine them lined up from the largest to the smallest, and you knock over the smallest one first. Well, it's going to make its way to the bigger ones. So I actually saw a meme the other day that showed the banks, the smallest ones going first, and that JP Morgan would be the last one standing, and that there would only be one left in the States, and it would be JP Morgan.
See, that's because JP Morgan has been heavily buying silver for a long time.
Yep.
And they had been buying silver in low. I think their New York vault just full of it, and they had was it 2 weeks ago or yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. JP Morgan brought out 7 million ounces in the COMEX, and what they did is what they took it out of their registered stuff and made and put it in the non-registered stuff so they could sell it.
Yeah, shell shuffle.
Yep. And so because the COMEX was really teetering on having enough stuff like that. So yes, it's
Have you seen Sal's video about I think it was JP Morgan and their nickel stash being bags of rocks?
I saw that.
Okay. So that does not surprise me at all. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the silver and gold that many institutions claim they're holding is very similar. It's either going to be fake or it'll be bags of rock. Like, how much more imagery can you get than actual bags of rocks? Like, to me, that's criminal. So that was done on purpose. That was theft, and people, need to be arrested. But I really, really think there's a lot of institutions out there that say they're holding whopping amounts of gold, but they ain't got crap. Hey, 79.
Right.
I don't know if you guys, anyone here, put a 1 in the chat if you saw the series called Money Heist. Was it The Money Heist? It was an amazing series, and they actually showed them stealing from the Central Bank of Spain. Okay, Eagle Steve saw it. And that was one of the ploys right at the end. They swapped all the real for fake. And the whole thing was, in the media, they could not, even when the investigators realized it was all fake, they could not let that out in the media. Otherwise, it would collapse the entire country. So in the event of where they actually don't have it, that's not going to be made public. That's going to be covered up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still kind of, I've been watching and doing some research on some copper mines, and I think copper is going to be one of the big ones.
Oh yeah, it's almost as conductive as silver. It's the most widely used metal for electrical applications. But it's what, like 1 or 2% of the price.
Exactly.
My math could be off, but like the efficiency of it is pretty darn close, but the price is just exponentially less.
Right. It's really interesting because copper's been beat down, and right now I don't know what it is up there, but here in the States, recycled copper here is about $3.25 a pound when you go to sell it. As far
You should be getting more than that. I think it's around $5 on the paper markets.
Is that what it is now? Because
if it's the bright shiny copper, like they got the different grades of copper.
Right.
This is bright shiny.
Yeah, this is not. It's like number 2 copper.
Okay. Yep, that's about right then.
And so it's the number 2 copper doesn't make, but number 1 copper. But most of the places don't want to pay you for number 1 copper, even though it is number 1.
Okay, and nickel stacking saying copper's more like $4 a pound.
Oh, $4. Okay, because I haven't checked it in a while. I know it was. I feel copper is going to be one of the next ones because I've been looking at copper mines and doing research on it because China owns 93% of the copper in the world. So it's interesting to see, and I think what you're going to see is they're going to try and shut the U.S. down and not give them any. Hey, Santiago, good to see you. Thank you for coming in, brother. I think that they're going to shut down copper for in the United States. It's like there's a silver mine in Brazil that China came. Yes. Yep. That is very true, 79. uh,
Hmm.
the silver mine in Brazil, because Brazil and China have gotten really, really good friends. And so China came in there, and I guess they talked them into shutting that mine down. So they shut that silver mine down to keep the silver, down as far as you know too much on the market. So I think they're trying to manipulate it enough where they can really hurt the United States.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yep.
Um, I really like nickel as well. Like
Yeah,
nickel is
I
one of
do
those.
too. But
I think it's overlooked.
nickel for me to try and get nickel is hard to get as far as scrap nickel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in I get more copper. I can get copper, and but it's hard for me to get nickel.
One thing I've found, it's very easy to get nickel here because in Canada there was, I forget the exact year ranges, but there was like 20 years in history, fairly recent history, where our nickels were 999 fine nickel, pure nickel, and I can buy them 5 pound bags of those nickels for spot price.
Is that right?
So
Wow.
that's um, yeah, I love that. And you never know, if you look around, some of the dealers may have stuff like that as well. We had nickel dollars here that were pure nickel.
Right. Right. That's really good that you can do that, because I mean you could even see nickel do what it did last time where they shut the sales of it down. So
The problem is, try to, like, say you even want to put 5 grand into nickel though, in those 5 pound bags, like you're gonna fill a closet, for 5 grand, right? Um, it would be awesome, and I think some of the online dealers do actually have like the 1 pound nickel bars, which are cool.
right, right. Well, I tell you that Hero Bullion, I bought 1,000. Was it? Let me see here. What was that? It's 1,000 kilo. Is that what the heck that is? Is 1,000 grams, and it's a copper bar that I bought off of uh, Hero Bullion, and they were out for a long time on those things, and I see they're back in stock. Hey, Steve C, how you doing, brother? And the copper bars, that 1,000 gram bars. When I bought mine, it was just barely over $50, and now they're 65, $66 through there. They've just gone up through the roof. You know.
Yep. Don't forget that there was that physical shortage on the London Metals Exchange not that long ago. I think it was about a year ago,
Yep.
and they had to shut down trade. It hit circuit breakers. I think it was almost a full week in total.
Yeah, they did, and and here again, the United States has copper, but they they've been, these mines have been all shut down. Could you imagine if we had to have them cranked up really fast? There's no way.
That's right. Are the American nickels still pure nickel?
I think they got a little copper in them, but yeah, they're mostly nickel. I think they're 90 or 95% nickel.
So that's a great way to get copper and nickel. If just verify that that's right, and just hoard the actual nickels.
Well, that's true, but if you went, because right after that nickel shortage and stuff like that, I went to the bank trying to get some boxes of nickels.
Yep.
You couldn't get a box. They gave me a few. They gave me two rolls because I
Yep.
got a business account with them, and they gave me like couldn't get a box of pennies. So
Yep.
it
Yeah.
was quite crazy. So 79, were you in Sal's stream today? JD says he's physically unstable. Do you need some nickel for Sal Bander? Oh gosh.
So this is actually saying here that the American nickels are 75% copper and 25% nickel
Is that right? I thought there were more nickel than that.
this time.
Wow, I'll have to do some because I thought there were more than that.
They change it. So back in 1945, that's the war nickels, I think. 42 yeah. They're 56% copper, 35% silver.
Yeah,
9%
that's the
manganese.
41 through 45 or something like that, the silver nickels.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have 79 here today. Terry 79, it's good to have you here.
I had you weren't at Sal's stream there, Rocky, but I actually, while we were there, I had a visual in my head of 79 in a clown outfit shaving an elephant. While her dad was swallowing a sword.
So you're picturing 79 is as in a carnival, is what you're saying, or a circus?
Yeah.
She's liking that.
Yeah. Well, she put a couple comments in his stream saying that that's how she grew up. So that's why I had the visual in my mind.
Oh, okay. That's a heck of. Now I've got to. I hope I can go to sleep now that I visual 79 in a clown suit now, and
But
she's got big old snarly teeth.
it explains a lot and connects a lot of dots. So
It does. It does. So will the real 79? Yeah, she said, no wonder I'm a mess. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's
we
cool.
love 79 though.
That would be funny for you to do that 79, dress up in a clown suit and do a video. That'd be hilarious.
Shaving an elephant.
Would.
Yeah, it could go antibacterial.
Yeah, there you go. Can you imagine have 79 with a big old red nose and big old shoes on?
You know, I bet it was cute as anything.
Exactly. Hey, Mark B, how you doing, brother? Glad you could come.
Hey, Mark B. And everyone else I missed.
We're having a little chat up here talking about different things. You wear a size 26 shoe. Is that millimeters? Yeah, that's what I thought they were. Ida, the nickels are 75% nickel and 25% copper. That's what I was thinking. I'll have to look that up now. I've got to add a little bit more on my research paper here. I'm making some notes.
It's crazy doing the math on it though. Like if you try to calculate, okay, 75% nickel, and you weigh the nickel, right, and then figure out what the value is, spot price for that, and for the copper, and to see if it's actually trading at more than 5 cents. Because if it is, then you're definitely worthwhile. Just hoard them.
Right. Well, thank you, Ida. I might try and get in your stream tomorrow. I don't know. I've been going in so early, and so I haven't had a day off and going on 2 weeks now, so it's brutal. So hopefully next weekend I'll get a day off.
Take care, Ida.
Thanks for coming in, Ida. Appreciate it. I want to do a penny battle when I'm not friggin' going over the edge here and trying to keep up with everything. Do a penny battle like on our screens, and do like 10 rolls or 15 rolls, and then do the next one and stuff like that. And so I used to do that when I first started my streaming. I'd stream with doing penny rolls.
Penny hunting.
Yeah, we do. What I would do is I'd put up like you'd have like 5 or 6 people, and we're all having a coin roll hunt, and certain coins count for a certain amount, and I'd put up like first place would be like an ounce of silver, second place would be a half ounce or something like that. Check your scales with nickels, huh? Okay, I'll do that. So I used to do that because what we would do is we'll get a box of nickels, and we anything in like a 2009 penny, which is the American penny. It's got the Lincoln logs on the back of it, would count as 1 point. And then anything from 60s, 59 and back, the wheats would count as like 1 cent or 2 points. And then they go back 5 or 6 years, and then if you get them further back, they count as 2 points. And if you got if you found an Indian head penny, you would get like 50 points and stuff like that. It was quite humorous to do that. So
it would be.
And we would go through a lot of we when me and Ida were doing, we would do like a whole box. And it'd take about an hour to go through a box of pennies and to see who would win. But it was fun. It would be fun getting together and stuff like that. I'd have my camera pointed down and watch me go through the rolls and stuff. Yep. Best rolls. That's right. Nickel. We would go through those. So war nickels, great. I haven't gone through nickels. You can't really get nickels here. You can't really get pennies. It's tough. Now, can you get pennies up there where you're at, JM?
They're not in circulation anymore. They took them out of circulation here.
Oh, so like the 2012 and back have all been removed?
I'm not sure the last year. I was going to say approximately 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I think the last year that Canada made the penny was 2012.
That sounds about right.
So there is no pennies left in circulation. And how do you when you buy something, if you use cash, what if it comes up a penny? How do you work that?
Gets rounded up.
Oh, it gets rounded up. So you go like, what if it's 1 cent?
You know what? It's going to depend on the retailer.
Okay.
Like for fuel, for example, as long as it's really up to the retailer. Like I'm thinking, like, what if it comes out to $20.02 or $20.03?
Right.
If it's $20.01 or 2 cents, they'll round it down at the gas station. I think if it was 3 or 4, the person at the pump's going to round it up to 5.
Okay.
But honestly, there's really not much you can buy for under 5 cents here anyway. Our dollars, what I think about 75% the strength of the US dollar.
Okay.
So
wow. And I tell you what, is Trudeau still trying to get rid of everybody's weapons up there? You can't hunt or nothing?
It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous.
I'm surprised the Canadian people are putting up with that.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't want your channel to get shut down or anything, but so this is just my opinion.
Right.
But my opinion and understanding is that the vast majority of his votes, he's immigrated them, right? And his party,
like Biden's doing here.
You immigrate them with promises of financial reward, right? Come to the country, do this, do that, do this, do that. You get money, and keep doing that, and vote for us, and you'll keep getting money. And they do it.
Oh, he's buying them. Okay.
In a nutshell. You know what? Sergeant Gold, Justin Bieber, was actually born about 30 or 40 miles away from where I live. Yeah, Trudeau's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I've heard a lot of rumors that he is uh, Canada's son. What the hell was that leader's name? Khrushchev? Not Khrushchev. What the hell was he? Fidel. Fidel
Castro,
Castro's. He was the leader of
Cuba.
Cuba, and I heard that that is his son.
I think so. Yep. I'd say there's a 99.99% probability of that. They look identical, and Justin looks nothing like who they say his biological dad is, which was Pierre Trudeau.
Oh,
He looks spitting image of Fidel. Yep.
I believe it's 79. I believe it is. I believe it because he's all over the being the high dog on there, and he's all for socialism.
I don't know if I told you this or not before, but there's a very famous psychologist from Canada whose name is Jordan Peterson, and he was interviewed and said that he knows personally Justin Trudeau's professors when he was in university, and his professors basically said you could take a random sampling of 1,000 university students, and Trudeau would consistently come in the bottom 5% in intelligence. That's his very own professor telling Jordan Peterson.
Wow.
It was something to that effect.
Wow.
So, like, he's not bright. He's, he was a drama teacher and a part-time ski instructor. So he has no real knowledge other than what he's gained from experience now. But walking into the position, he really was going off the back of his dad's reputation.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yep, we need someone like Trump here. I keep getting the feeling that Barron is going to become a future president.
Who?
Barron, Donald's son.
There was some rumors about that there was some rumor that his son was going to be running for office in Congress or something like that. So
he's still pretty young, but
right.
I could absolutely see him being a fantastic leader.
Right.
Think of all that he's learned from his dad.
Yeah, that is. I mean, you think about in my lifetime, what Trump did for this country is more than any other president in my lifetime.
My only concern with Donald Trump is his age. I can tell his faculties are still, right there, especially when compared to Biden. But then again, almost anyone's is on that.
Right.
But just his age, like, I would just hate to have him be in office and have something happen to him that would potentially not be good for his legacy due to age.
Right. Yeah, because he, I saw. Did you see the commercial or joke that they were playing in Russia, or is it Russia? They were showing Biden, a fake Biden and a fake Kamala, up on there doing and Biden falling down. They're showing him. I think it was Russia. It was a meme of Biden and Kamala. Have you seen that?
I don't think I saw it. And good night, Barb. Sorry, I missed you saying good night there.
Oh, yeah, Barbara's. Yeah, Barbara's leaving. Thank you for coming, Barbara. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And so, yeah, it's so funny, and of what Biden and Kamala Harris were doing, and they got them up on. Yeah, I bet there is. Yep, they. Oh, Nichols says it was Saudi Arabia. Oh, okay. I thought it was Russia. because I just saw it on the news clip on Fox,
Sure.
and I was laughing so hard to whoever was doing it, and so I just thought it was funny.
Oh, some of the memes and the videos that are coming out are just incredible. One of the ones that I really enjoyed is from a channel called United Spot.
Yes, yes, yep. They're hilarious.
Yep, I haven't seen any recently, but I was sort of binge watching. I binged watched quite a few of their videos for a couple of weeks. I don't know, maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, that is so true. 79 says we're the laughing stock. That we're the laughing America's a laughing stock. Is it? It's that is. I can see it because of all this crap that they're trying to throw at us. You know.
I don't
It's
think that that good patriotic Americans should be too hard on themselves. There's I was going to say a few people, but it's a growing number of people that are doing that. They're making America look bad. But my perspective as a Canadian is that the United States of America, it's the only pillar of freedom, and it has the largest population density of people that believe in that, and that's there is no other. There's no other way, you know,
yep.
unless you want
I
to be
agree with you.
communist. So I don't want to take words out of Sal's mouth, but I hear him say it frequently. It's that hold strong, you know,
Right.
and
We
don't let egg on your face spoil your day. You got to keep moving forward.
That's exactly right. 79. Yeah, Americans are good people. They are, and the government are. There's a few leaders up there that needs to be changed out.
Yep. Most major countries are having large demonstrations and protests because the vast majority of the governments around the world are control freaks.
Yep.
Those that are running the countries are control freaks. That's all they know how to do is implement measures to control the people.
Right. And you know that look at France and what's going on in France. I was
Sure.
surprised to see some of that stuff.
Yep. It's unfortunate. I think a lot of political coups have taken place, and coup spelt COUP
Right. Exactly.
have taken place under the radar without the people realizing it.
Yep. People but have been put in positions that were they were supposed to be voted for and they weren't voted for and they're just put in there.
Yep.
And that's just like this digital coin that's supposed to be coming up in July. I'm like, I hope everybody's getting ready for that because I bet 79 does not want to see digital coin because I surely don't, Terry.
My position on it is we already have central bank digital currency, and we have for years. Uh,
Right.
anytime a pensioner receives a pension benefit from the government and it's direct deposited, is that not central bank digital currency?
Yep. It is.
And when people use their debit and credit cards, that's all digital currency. So why do we need a new why do we need a central bank digital currency? We already have digital currency.
I agree with you. And you know, there is a couple of congressmen that have brought out, Ted Cruz is one of them out of Texas, brought out about what Biden and the central bank is trying to do. Biden, all he did was do a executive order. Well, changing the United States from the dollar bill that we have to a digital has got to be passed by Congress, and they're saying that this is unconstitutional. So it's going to be interesting what happens on this because I definitely like, if I want to spend cash, I'll spend cash, so I don't have to worry about somebody looking over my shoulder. Is what I want to do. If I
Yeah,
want to go out and buy a handgun, I pay cash.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous as well. Like anyone in California and other areas of the world can tell you that electricity companies have rolling brownouts from time to time. And how is everyone going to conduct business as a backup for that? Especially when the electrical infrastructure is being overloaded more and more and more with electric cars charging, especially.
Right.
You have to have cash as a backup. Getting rid of it, the only way to get rid of it is to move to the monetary metals. If you want to get rid of the paper, I think that's the way they should go.
Yep. And so it's going to be interesting how this works out, because I don't think that the is going to be implemented or accepted very well, because most Americans are used to having cash in their pocket, along with a debit card or a credit card. So, I mean, if there's a lot of things that I like paying cash for. I don't want to use my debit card. I don't want to pay with a credit card. You know what I mean?
Yep. And there's a cost to doing that too. Like anyone that runs a retail operation will tell you there's fees in order to have that debit machine there.
Right.
And exactly. To use the credit, So that doesn't come free. It's actually less expensive for the retailer and the customer to use cash.
Right.
The only reason to go digital, there's only one reason, primary. And that is convenience. Number two is for tracking.
Yeah, exactly. That is the biggest thing, and I think that they were trying so they could track it. Do everything. And what really bothers me is, with the feds trying to do it, the only bank will be the Fed. There won't be anything else. You know what I mean?
And so if you think about that, that makes sense too. If they let all the small banks fail, right up to the biggest ones, and they just come down to just a few banks, then it's very easy for them to swap it over to just the central bank. They can't do that with hundreds of, if not thousands of smaller banks. So I think the more I think about it, the more I'm pretty sure they're going to crush the small banks.
That's it. Yep. I agree with you.
And technically, why not? The small banks are competition for the big banks.
They are. And they don't, it's like the government. They don't want any other digital coin. They don't want Bitcoin out there or any of the others. So it's they're all trying to do away with them and crush them. So they'll be the only thing and only game in town is Fed coin. That's why I like nickel stack, and I've been trying to buy more constitutional silver, as in dimes, and that way I think that'll be a good way to buy and sell stuff, and to get away, even if our cash is gone, to do it with silver.
I'm also confident these small banks, the CEOs and the executives of those banks are going to cash themselves out in advance to failing, just like they did with SVB.
Yeah.
And many of their best friends and buddies, watch this, are going to get really nice financing provided to them just in advance to it collapsing.
Yep, exactly.
Take the money and shut her down.
Yep.
And then, of course, the big banks will headhunt and take on the best executives from the smaller banks. They'll just move them in as employees, right?
Right, exactly.
They got their force right there.
Yep, that's exactly right. Well, everybody, it is a little after 6 o'clock here. I've been on here for an hour, and I don't want to take everybody's time up, but thank you for coming tonight. I'm going to go make some dinner. I haven't eaten today, so it's my dinner time. And I wish everybody thank you for coming by, and hit that like button, hit that sub button if you're not a sub yet. I appreciate it. And I will be back next Sunday, and hopefully I want to do a little bit more on milk spots. So we'll finish up our conversation there, JM.
Sounds great. I'm going to drop down. Have a good night and a great week, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming, and we'll see everybody Come back and see me next. Thank you, Lucky Star. I appreciate it. Hugs to you, Nickel Stacking, Mark B, Sterling, Gold Chick, everybody in chat. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Bye, folks, and we'll see y'all later. I'm going to go.